And a wonderful good afternoon to everybody tuning in. We are sorry for the delays. We're going through our first week of testing here at the SSR Sim Racing Room Solo Endurance League. We're in round one, but testing out some new streaming software, as well as our first iRacing league in quite some time. Just getting a hang of things real quick. But yeah, we have about 6 drivers out here this evening. It's supposed to be an hour and a half race. We are in Portimao, Portugal, at the Algarve Circuit, denoted by some of the drivers as the Portuguese Dover Raceway that we have here in Jamaica. I am your host, Stephen Stewart, the president of the Jamaica Simulation Racing Association, and through our affiliations with our Caribbean friends, I am lending a hand to our good friends over at SRR, and definitely looking forward to seeing what can come in the next few weeks, as we have, well, I'm not sure if we'll count this as a drop race, but we should have had 5 rounds. Maybe we'll add another one just to, once we confirm all of what we need done and get everything out of the small things and the big things out the way. A few drivers couldn't make it this week, unfortunately, but we'll be back next week, so we should have a bigger grid by next week. As the weeks go on, we have Miles Brown from the United States currently on pole position with a purple sector 1. Jaden Harrison improved, it is in P2 with a 145.2. He did set a purple sector 2. Miles set a purple sector 1, but yellow did not improve in sector 2, so he's one that we should be looking forward to in the next few moments. We'll right along board with Jaden Harrison here. Rapid driver, and again, please stay with me a little bit as I get used to this whole new streaming platform. Because yeah, it's a lot, but it's so amazing. So definitely looking forward to seeing what we can bring here in the next few weeks, especially with the racing to come. But yeah, right now Jaden Harrison looking rapid in sector 1, again improving, and Miles Brown does currently have provisional pole with a 144.911. Jaden Harrison looks like he did not improve in the final sector, in the final lap. So yeah, he didn't get to improve because 145.204 was his time on the previous lap. Right now, Mornay deploy as well. The leader for SRR over there did not improve in sector 2, is sitting down in P5 right now with a 147.586. We had Kevin Wesley Burke, a good friend out of the United Kingdom. He was here earlier, but unfortunately had to run out for work, so we will hopefully see him in the next few weeks rejoin us and show his time. He was in the top 2, so he would definitely be throwing some kind of fork in the road for these drivers. But there goes Jaden Harrison to pass the line. Sector 3 did not look... What happened there? Yep, there he goes, and he takes it by almost a full second. 144.063 for the Jamaican, and he is about 9/10 clear of the American behind him, Ian Lance as well. Sounding like he's having a little bit of issues with that Ferrari. It does sit in P3 at the moment. Jaden there looking very surly. But yeah, right now still improving, so he might be the first driver in the 143s, as we see Miles there with a 147.7099. So still improving, but still Jaden Harrison just putting a time out there that just said, sirs, this is my race to be won. With Joshua Brady Joshua BRZ 146.164. He does like this track, so definitely looking forward to seeing what he can bring here in this lap. But we'll just ride along board with him here as he enjoys the moments. But let me try and get the map on so you can follow along board with the drivers. Keep abreast of where they are. So right now we have Jaden Harrison sitting on pole position with a 144.03. Miles Brown sits in P2 with 144.8. Well, it was 799, but round it off. And then a few tenths down there is Mr. Reeson Zavino in the best sounding car on the grid as he comes around the final stretch now. Did improve in sector 1, not so much in sector 2 and 3, but still, yeah, he was about a 11 tenths down at the end of that lap. So yeah, we are still running here in this session. We have about 3 minutes remaining in this qualifying session, and still Jaden Harrison improving on his lap and very rapid, as a matter of fact. Purple sector 1, purple sector 2 as he comes around the sweeping right now, and you will see him use as much of the curb as possible. Early turning, allow that car to rotate, back on the throttle, goes, and this looks like it's going to be the first 4 to 3, maybe not. And yeah, 143.86 is his time, and that will be his last lap, and I'm sure he'll be heading back into the pits now. Epic run there by Jaden Harrison, and I'm sure very happy with what he's accomplished here this evening with a 143, because his fastest time earlier was a 147.5. Not 147, 144.5, my apologies. So definitely found some pace there in those in that qualifying session. But Jaden Harrison leads in pole, Miles Brown in P2, Reeson Zavino in P3, Ian Lance in P4, Mornay Deploy in P5, Joshua BRZ, Joshua Brady sits in P6. Time still about a minute left in the qualifying session. Let's see if I can show that to you. But yes, this is going to be very, maybe not well, let's see, because these drivers can definitely throw some drama, especially Mr. Lance there, sitting now in P4. He's just learning the track, so I know it might look a little bit down the field, but trust me, he's a quick learner, and he is possibly going to be fighting in for that podium, especially between himself and Reese. We do have mandatory pit stop, so we're hoping that will throw some drama in the mix for some of these drivers here. Definitely hoping it will throw some for us in the commentary booth. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, in the McLaren, Jaden Harrison sits in P1. There goes Reeson Zavino, maybe on his final lap. Jaden, not sure if he ran out of fuel there. Would not be surprised as that time could be a very much so a low fuel moment. But there goes Jaden Harrison into the pits. Our current pole sitter for this evening, Miles Brown, goes around. Does improve by about 2/10 of a second, but still 7/10 down on Jaden Harrison. That's gonna be a run in the between P2 and P4 actually. Uh, that fight is gonna be fun to watch. So, the last driver out on track right now is Mr. Lance as he comes around the final corner. And I believe this will bring his lap to a conclusion. Does he improve? Yes, he does. No, he does not. My apologies. But yeah, we are about to get into a 1 hour in solo endurance. It was supposed to be 90 minutes, but we did drop it down to 60 minutes. But yeah, for this week, we're just doing as many tests to see where we are and how this race will, show for next week. So right now, Jaden Harrison sits on pole position in pole position. Highest I rating of the room as a matter of fact. Followed by Mr. Miles Brown sits in P2, the American driver. So we have one Jamaican, two Americans on the podium. Ian Lance sits in P4. Joshua Brady, another Jamaican, sits in P5. And Mornay Deploy did not do much qualifying, sits there in P6. So, And ladies and gentlemen, we're about to go racing as Miles Brown. Jaden Harrison, my apologies, leads the pack away. We are on a rolling start condition, so the drivers will be my apologies. The drivers will be warming up their tires, preparing themselves for the racing. Sorry, I am just running through as many tests as possible before the beginning of the race. Yep, okay. And the interval, okay. Alright. So it should be good to go. Miles Brown, Jaden Harrison. Jaden Harrison leads from everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, you will notice only 5 drivers out there right now. Ian Lance is going to be doing a rolling start. He did miss the. He did miss. He did miss the race start. Just working on his setup. Just listening to the drivers there as they prepare to go racing. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the safety car in. And we have red flags. And yeah, we have race start now. Jaden Harrison leads from Miles Brown. Miles Brown being hounded by Joshua Brady. And sorry, just listening to the drivers as we just get everybody racing and ready to go. Just gonna make a quick query with the drivers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize, but one of the drivers has to go and check on somebody at the door quickly. Uh, because of the lack of drivers, we just want to keep everybody, competitive for the 1 hour. It's not how it will be in the future for obvious reasons, but Jaden Harrison will park at the pit exit and we will go racing again in a few moments. Hopefully the drivers remember to turn off their car because yeah, a car will overheat if it's not moving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so as we wait on Miles to come back, we'll just go over quickly the race information. Tonight or today, this afternoon, the track is actually quite hot, 28 degrees uh, Celsius, 40% humid, and it is partly cloudy. This is the same racing room solo endurance. This is season one, and yeah, we are gonna be going through some uh, issues slightly, but yeah, it's the first race, so we'll continue to learn as we go on. But yes, we do have, well, it was supposed to be a 1 hour race. That time is going down. These are red flag conditions, not for necessarily the real life red flag conditions, but yeah, the drivers are uh, just taking the time to well, prepare themselves for what is to come. The track temps are 45 degrees Celsius, so it is blazing. We have 4.58 kilometers to go, and we are at an altitude of about 108 meters. So right now, this is actually one of the funner tracks. I've never driven it per se, but I love watching races here, especially in the cup racing, uh, close racing, and especially the WEC IMSA series. But yeah, drivers are back, so that should be enough babbling for me. Let's get the drivers on their way. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do apologize for that momentary lapse. Uh, but Jaden Harrison got disconnected, and he by the internet. My apologies. So he will be starting from the back, as well as Miles Brown relegates himself so that they can enjoy themselves because they did have the best pace. Hopefully, it works out for them in the long run. So right now, Joshua Brady, number 23, driver number 23, will be leading the pack from Reese and Zavino, who has shown some pace. Mornay deploying P3 will definitely be looking to see what kind of drama he can bring into the fold. Ian Lance as well in P4. And then Miles Brown and Jaden Harrison at the back of the pack, the two fastest drivers on track, will be enjoying themselves here this evening. So we are about to finally go racing. Hopefully that doesn't jinx it again. But right now everything looks like it's on the way, so we should be good to go. And ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Brady had control of the race, and he now begins from P1 and looks like he gets a very good getaway from the pack. And Joshua Brady leads from Reese and Zavino, from Mornay Deploy, from Ian Lance, from Miles Brown. This is going to be the fun part of the race now. So definitely looking forward to seeing what can come. We had a mixture of drama here to start, but finally we are on the way. And we will just pull up a few things as we're here watching. Let's get the battle box going as we can see the... And that... Who was that? That was Miles Brown. Ian Lance and Jaden Harrison almost got caught up in that. And that's the first incident with the cold tires. And Jaden Harrison did move up by 2 positions, but still. Will that give us a little bit of extra drama here in the next few moments? Mornay Deploy just sitting in the slipstream up that Porsche 911. Woo! And as we spoke, that was definitely the commentator's curse at its best. Mornay, please don't fire me. And that Honda NSX, that will be feeling some form of damage there, which, honestly, again, especially in these conditions, not the best that we're going to be looking for. But yeah, that being said, the Jaden Harrison now is chasing down the likes of Reese and Joshua BRZ, and they will continue their battle on for the supremacy. 147.420, fastest lap of the race so far. Mornay Deploy heads into the pits immediately to fix whatever damage he had received. Ian Lance there as well, chasing down Miles Brown, the American driver in front of him. So, yeah, Jaden Harrison won 8 tenths behind the likes of Reese and Zavino, 1.5 behind the leader. This is going to be fun to watch as he chases them down in that McLaren and the Porsche 911 GT3, one of my favorite cars to hear and watch, as a matter of fact. Sits in the slipstream there to try and hunt him down as they head through. ladies and gentlemen, that was your race leader, Mr. Joshua Brady, who should almost killed himself there, and now puts himself in the mix of Miles Brown and Ian Lance right there behind them. So he is definitely going to have to try and get away and get running. Had the race lead for quite some time. Was looking quite promising. Now that lead goes to Reese and Zavino in that Porsche 911. Jaden Harrison there sitting right behind, ready for his moment to shine and take away what he needs to take away from this driver. In that pole position, again, ladies and gentlemen, we do ask for your time and understanding as we still seek to understand this platform more. Haven't done a race here in quite some time, so I'm here just looking through while the race is going on. Jaden there looks on the inside, but nowhere to go, so backs out of it early. But right now, just sitting in the slipstream, and as I spoke, goes on the inside of Reese and Zavino. But Reese getting the best of it there and holding on for the top step of the podium. Jaden Harrison just lurking, waiting on his moment to shine. 2/10 is the gap between himself and the American driver. And Reese there did go defensive, try to hold off the charging Jamaican, and Jaden looked on the inside, had to switch back to the outside, but wasn't enough. But there you see it, he looks like he's gotten that move done. And yeah, that looks like he has moved up a place to take pole position from the likes of Reese and Zavino. We have drivers coming in next week in Taj Edwards, one of our local Jamaican drivers, Rapid driver. He has shown some ridiculous pace in the past, especially in the Formula 4 series that we've had at the JSRA. So looking forward to seeing him coming, as well as Rain, a Bajan driver, one of our good friends there as well. Definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do in the next few moments. We're going to take a quick look at a replay there from the crash between Joshua Brady and himself. But yeah, just testing out the highlight features. Let's see if it works. And I don't think it did. Yup, there we go. And this was Joshua Brady, who was definitely pushing, and just, I think he just touched the curb, and that was just it for him. Let's get a better view. Yep. Oh, there he goes. Just hop that curb. Let's go back a little bit just to see what had happened. And yeah, almost contact by Reese, almost contact by Jaden Harrison, but he gets away unscathed. His tires will definitely be feeling it. I'm sure there's a flat spot there, so we'll definitely look back to see what he's doing. But yeah, he now sits in front of Miles Brown as well as Ian Lance. We'll watch to see how his tires are under braking, especially because with such a spin, I'm sure he's feeling. But with this new GT3 tire model, the drivers have been talking so much about it, so much positivity. I'm sure we will hear from him in the interview room. And hearing Ian there saying he's tired, and we have about 26 minutes to go, or 36 minutes to go, let me say. My maths is never my strong suit, but yeah. Miles Brown, 1:45.020 is his fastest time. Ian Lancer sitting in the background, seeing where he can catch up to the likes of the drivers in front. And yeah, at the moment, I'm still just kind of enjoying the streaming capabilities, looking through what is there to, what can be used. Yeah, it's really nice, ladies and gentlemen. I am looking forward to seeing what we can do here in the next few weeks with this series. And yeah, just seeing what can be done, especially as we head into the next few rounds. And we have quite a few really good drivers here today and the ones coming up. So looking forward to seeing what can be what can be done. Hearing here and there, trust me, it's just such so funny to hear him sometimes. um, he does not like that Ferrari. But yeah, it's caught back up to the pack of the likes of the two McLarens in front of him. So he himself will be enjoying himself. He might have an early retirement to go and put his kids to sleep. And let's see what happened. So this just happened. I heard them talking about it in the chat. And there goes Joshua Brady again, losing the back, giving Miles Brown entry to take that position from him. I think he ended up going off track as well. Let's see what had happened. Well, yeah, Joshua Brady Miles Brown did take the position for a moment's time. Joshua Brady there now looking, and I think he may have done something a little bit cheeky. Hearing the drivers talking about their plans, Joshua Brady now on plan J. Hearing them talking about the Formula One movie now. It's one of those days of racing, honestly. Combat, combat. But yeah, this is one of those evenings where we kind of turn into one of those early morning WEC endurance commentary rooms where the chats just get very creative, to say the least. But yeah, the battle is on between Ian and Joshua Brady right now. Ian is trying to find where he can make that move. This is going to be the best one for now between Ian and Mr. Brady, which the two are fighting it out already. And side by side they go. Joshua Brady giving the space, still not giving that one up. Who is that in front? Is that Mr. Risan Zivino? He's fallen back into the mix. So everybody kind of just got bunched back in. And Reese and Zivino. Wow. Let's try and find out what's happening. So Reese apparently went off the track. Yep, he just lost it. And yeah, found his way back onto the track to try and get back into the mix of things. So Right now, Ian sits right behind the likes of the Jamaicans. Ooh. And Miles Brown and Ian are definitely having it out. I'm sorry, but just hearing Ian has kind of just captivated me for the past few moments because he's talking about that Ferrari, but not even just what he's saying, but even watching what's happening. That Ferrari, it's just so twitchy. That back end is not planted at all, and he's having a torrid time out there as the racing continues. Reese Zavino is catching up to the pack. Jaden Harrison fell back a little bit just to, I guess, have a little bit of fun here this evening. But yeah, right now I'm wondering if we should just slow down and bring Mornay back into the mix. Mornay, I'm begging you, do not watch back the stream. It may or may not have been a commentator's curse. Like as soon as I said something, you died, and I was just like, wow.
Oh, really?
So yeah, that was a submersive.
Oh, good, man.
Wow.
Yeah, the stream looks pretty epic, though, from what I can see, but
Oh, sorry, I can hear you now, by the way. I just decided to
sorry.
open up the map.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Enjoy it. It's just no cursing, please.
Yeah, next week will be a ton better next week.
Ooh.
I saw that coming.
Do we want a safety car to bring Mornay in? Or we want to
Mornay, Breezy, Jay Breezy.
Okay.
Don't leave me at the hands of Reese, man. It's only a matter of time.
He likes to play with his food, I can see that.
Uh-oh.
But Jaden, you know what happens when I get into the mix, right? Somebody's getting finding the wall. Plan C.
Plan C.
Safety car loading.
Yeah, and Lancer. It's so fun.
Well, that's what I was thinking of doing, is throwing a yellow, but someone said earlier that I shouldn't.
Yeah, no, because if it's like NASCAR rules, it'll never go back. Like, it's made for the oval caution.
Oh, so you're saying it'll take like 4 laps?
It'll take the rest of the session. It never undoes itself.
Oh, really?
At least in my experience.
Crazy.
Unless you're doing it on an oval.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we just
It's
open
fine. I
up
should be able to
the
catch up a bit
chats
when you guys do your pit stop.
for the moment.
Oh yeah, we'll just like exempt you from the pit stop.
Well, I literally just changed my tires when I went in to do the damage repair.
Oh.
Because I ain't definitely not stopping again.
That's not great.
Starting to get messy around there.
And now let's actually even give you a little bit of a idea of how Oh, it's been going between Ian, Jaden, and Miles Brown. As we did take a moment to listen in on them. There, Ian look left, looks right. And they are enjoying themselves in this battle. Ian picking up more and more as he goes. Fastest lap so far is a 144.9. It's a huge improvement for him as he has been, learning the track, learning every inch, following even the faster drivers that know the track a little bit better, and has just been improving more and more. We do have Silverstone next week. Definitely looking forward to that race. A lot more experience there as well for most of these drivers. So that should be very fun. Kevin Burke, unfortunately, isn't racing this evening, but that is his home grounds. A yardman living in the United Kingdom. Definitely looking forward to seeing him in his home ground at his home Grand Prix. So we'll definitely look forward to seeing him and if he has any mates coming in for that race. So we should have a better grid as we head into Silverstone. One of the complaints were a lot of the drive. And there goes Joshua Brady sending it. And that will give a run for Mr. Reese and Savino right behind him. Trust me. This battle will continue for the foreseeable future. 36 minutes have gone. So we have about 24 minutes remaining in the session. And Joshua Brady. Drivers still need to pit, by the way. That's going to be something that we need to pay attention to. But right now, Jaden Harrison hunting down the likes of the American driver, Miles Brown. Ian Lance found himself right back there on the mix. So he can catch back up. Drivers have one pit stop to go. Mornay did have a slight incident early with the commentator's curse. Again, my hugest apologies to him there. As a matter of fact, we could actually show that one early. I don't think he crashed, but he did go off the pits at least. But yeah, this has been very interesting experience on this platform. So yeah, definitely looking forward to seeing what we can do in the future, especially as we draw more and more drivers to the league. We'll take a listen at that. Ooh, and there you see Mr. Reese and Savino looks on the inside, not enough though. But just lining himself up for the likes of that McLaren in front of him, even by Joshua Bears. You see the rotation of that McLaren. You're seeing the twitchiness on the back of that McLaren as well. Now, Reese and Savino will be looking to see if he can make that move around the outside, but still not enough. That straight line speed of that McLaren is just rapid here this evening, and Joshua Bears lives to see another day. Ian Lancer 9/10 off, 1 second off of the likes of Jaden Harrison, who's only about 2/10. Seeing Mr. deploy there in the very, very, very far background, but again, it was unfortunate for him with that commentator's curse early on. But hopefully, with the amount of stops that these guys have done waiting on each other, they may be meeting right back up at the end of the race. Once the pit stops have been taken, so definitely looking forward to seeing what's happening. But Mr. Brady there is just using the width of, ooh, that's Ian Lance right there in the background. So they do move up, and we have two they have two Jamaicans there on the podium, both following now Mr. Brown. 7 seconds is the gap between Joshua BRZ and Jaden Harrison. But let's look and see what had happened there with Ian. I'm loving this replay feature, by the way. So yeah, looks as if. Let's go back a little bit. Yep, just looks like he just lost the back end. Ouch. And that, I can imagine what that would have done to his tires as well. But now 13 seconds behind the likes of Recent Savino and Joshua BRZ. Mornay deploy now at least can see somebody a little bit closer. 40 seconds between himself and Mr. Lance there. That's about a pit stop, so that gives him some contention for the battles to come. But Ian definitely not enjoying that that Ferrari 296 this evening. Right now we have 3 McLarens on the top step, 1 Porsche right there, and there goes Joshua again. So twitchy. The Porsche, funny enough, looks more planted than the McLaren this evening, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Silverstone is much flatter than this, so you know we won't have too much drama with that. If I'm not mistaken, 39 seconds between Mornay and Ian. Ian sounding like he might sign off sooner than later. But that gap is dwindling more and more. While that goes on, the Jamaican and the American fighting it out. I'm seeing Mornay went off the track, unfortunately, so that sounds like his opportunity for a battle going down the drain. Miles Brown now will be watching his rearview mirror as Jaden Harrison just sits there waiting for his moment to shine. We didn't put a pit window, but I'd say, yeah, 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 yeah. We can force it next week, and we'll include it in the driver briefing. Yeah, we could consider that. That's funny. Or said anything you can do, I can do better. Oh, boy. And folks, sorry, we just had a little bit of a laugh right there as I'll show it on the stream right now. Miles Brown there thought he could pull a little bit of a trick on Jaden Harrison and just head into the pits real quick. But as soon as he moved in, Jaden said, "No, sir, anything you go, I am going to do as well." And alright. And here. And morning. And Ian Lancer will be retiring to go and take his kids to the restroom and prepare them for bedtime. So huge shout out to Ian Lancer. Always love to have him on track. Rapid driver, and you could see it learning this track right there this evening and just making his way through. Mornay now sees the likes of Reese and Savino. And will Joshua Brady, when he goes into the pits, will he see the likes of these two as well? Will the undercut work for Mr. Anzavino? Let's see how the pit stops have gone so far. And again, still learning how this thing works. But if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to press this button. And there you go. So right now, Jaden Harrison and ooh, okay, that doesn't look like the right one. Stint length. Yeah, okay, so Joshua Brady is the only one who hasn't changed tires yet. Jaden Harrison, you will see him on 2 pit stops so far, mainly because remember he did get the early disconnection. So that's what kind of confused me for a second there. But Joshua Brady still hasn't pit. So that's going to be something to watch for, especially in the ending times, because when he comes into the pits, when he exits the pits, he should be right there in between Mornay and Mr. Reese and Zavino. So that battle is going to go on until the next 12 minutes, 13 minutes to be 11 minutes, my apologies. As we've gone basically 49 minutes now, Joshua Brady saying the car is not turning, so this may just be his final lap. Will he get a good lap in? And, you know, maybe, I was going to say overcut, but how twitchy his car is. 146.827 was his last lap. Reese and Zavino's last lap. He was on an out lap, so he did a 232.932. Mornay deploy 147s. So Joshua BRZ no, I'm assuming this is gonna be his in lap, but you know, only time will tell at this point. 53 seconds between himself and Mr. Deploy. It is about 54 second pit stop. There you see him sliding and almost looking like the Red Bull Formula One race car there. He's getting oversteer and understeer. Ooh, and you see him there very twitchy. And maybe we should take our eyes off of Joshua for a little bit, because the commentator's curse may come into play. But nope, he stays out. and his last lap was a 1:47.105. So he himself not rapid at the moment. The tires are feeling it, but feels comfortable enough to not go into the pits as yet. So we'll wait to see what happens in the long run to himself and the likes of Reese and Morley. Oh, and there he goes. Commentator's curse at the best, and that would definitely mess up his chances in the latter stages of this race. Morley deploy as well, 1.4 seconds behind. That's Brown as well, chasing the likes of Jaden. Driver's asking if there's going to be any pit stops for the likes of Joshua Brady. It's a good question, actually. But that being said, yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. I like it. I like what we're seeing. I will get better with the streaming, so please do apologize if I look a little bit underwhelming. Alright, so Jaden Harrison, my apologies, no, is Mornay Deploy has the fastest pit time for this evening with 21.5 seconds, 21.9. 22.5 has been the slowest by Reese and Zavino, but Joshua Brady still hasn't come out as yet. So we're now in the final 7 minutes of the race. This is lap number 21 at the moment. Joshua Brady still hasn't entered into the pits. So he clearly is trying his best to extend his stint as long as possible. Clearly is comfortable on those tires, and nope, there he goes, heads into the pits now, and that's a good stop, good pit entry. And I saw Mornay Deploy going off the track. Let's take a quick look at that here as Joshua Brady goes into the pits. This is going to be the fight that we'll be watching for, but with this little mix-up, I think he still has damage to that front wing. So yeah, that might not be the best thing for him, but right now Joshua Brady is looking quite good to at least hold out for P5. And there goes Jaden and Miles Brown. They pass the pit exit. Reese and Zavino is the next one. Joshua Brady should be coming right now. Ooh. And a 1:44.549 for Reese and Zavino. That is his best lap. Well, no, that's not his best lap, is it? I'll double check that. It could be. Actually, I think that's his best lap for the race. And that was rapid, if I do say so myself. So these drivers are definitely improving, as well as the track conditions. So we'll continue to ride along board and see what happens there as the continues. And Mornay did enter into the pits. Indeed. Drivers joking about Joshua Brady leaving a banana peel on the track. It sounds like somebody went off track and left some debris there. The gravel whisperer is the name given. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe we're gonna have some real fun with this app and with this championship. I know today might not have been the funnest. Trust me, stay tuned next week for what we have in store, because boy, I believe the driver talent that we have, Mr. Massive, Kurt Moss is missing in action, Taj Edwards as well. We have the likes of Ian Lance, who came in last second. So he got no practice, no testing on even iracing. Didn't know he was going to be racing iracing tonight, but thankfully he joined us here this evening. So we will see him back in the next few weeks, as well as a few other drivers. Mr. Rain Woodside, he is another driver. Miles Brown has shown his talent here this evening. 1.4 seconds off of Jaden Harrison, still improving as well. But Jaden has just been dominant this evening. Mornay Deploy had 1 and 2 incidents, unfortunately, even having to enter back into the pits. I think he had some damage from the incident that we're watching. I just didn't watch a full incident, but yeah, that would have led him back to the pits. We have Kevin Burke coming in as well. He was supposed to be rapid. He was in the 144s, if I remember correctly. And he could have definitely thrown some drama here for the top 3. So he should be back for next week. We'll then come again. We learn more and more as we progress in the server. So again, we do apologize for any momentary lapses in the race, but we are learning as we go along. And definitely excited for what is to come in the next few weeks. So yeah, as we conclude this race, we are about a minute away from the finale. Jaden Harrison definitely taking this one by storm. But next week at Silverstone is going to be absolutely epic. The home grounds of Kevin Burke, and he's going to enjoy himself as we continue on with this championship. Mornay as well, the only driver in the NSX. Will we see him changing from it? Because he did look rapid in the beginning stages up until that commentator's curse. And then again, I'm gonna have to apologize to him after the race. But yeah, that definitely looking forward to seeing what can come in the next few moments, next few weeks, as we tackle this championship. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we will ride along board with Mr. Harrison, who should have one more lap of racing, as we have 5 seconds remaining in the servo. So this is the final lap, ladies and gentlemen, and Jaden Harrison looking quite dominant all race. Miles Brown right behind him, just waiting on his moment to shine and see if he can take that position away from him. And now he knows that. Oh! And again, the commentator's curse at its best. And again, I feel like my tongue is very powerful this evening. Miles, I'm so sorry. No, yeah. Definitely said something. So all blame is being cast on the commentator right now. One person saying, recent Zavina saying that he believes the commentators have a secret button, but that being said, Jaden Harrison comes around the final corner, and this is gonna be his moment to shine. There he goes, right, left, flashes the headlights, and Jaden Harrison takes number one in this race. Checkered flag for him. Miles Brown right there behind to take P2, and the final podium step by the best sounding car on the grid, Mr. Reese and Zavino. And what an epic battle that was. Joshua Brady and Mornay Deploy also are left to come around, but here comes Joshua Brady as he comes around the start finish line and passes, and he takes P4. Mornay Deploy finishes off in P5. What an absolutely awesome platform. I cannot wait to actually really get on board with this. Will we do interviews tonight? I might just ask with the drivers and see if they're up for it. Or we just open the chat for this week. Next week we'll get into the interviews. But we'll definitely just open it up for the drivers to, showcase, or you can get a little bit of insight, almost like a cool down room. So let me just open that up real quick.
You know what? I don't know where the turn is exactly. No, okay. Let's see.
In the slow corners, you're catching up pretty good.
Oh yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You want us to join there or no? Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, it was. I mean, for myself, I screwed up. The car snapped on me. I had to pit. So it was like a really long practice session. But no, the stream's looking good. And I think with more numbers and with obviously from next week, the rules and stuff will be a little more serious, but at least everything for the most part ran okay. We just obviously next week hopefully we'll have more drivers, but yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was running. I mean, I was a little bit off pace in the beginning as well, but with a few laps, I almost got into the 144s, but just missed it. But otherwise, it looks like the guys had quite a good couple of battles.
Yeah,
It was
I
fun.
think if we had more people, Jaden wouldn't have been so nice.
Yeah, he was probably holding back.
Yeah, sandbagging.
That goes for him and Miles.
Yeah.
and Reese and Zavino.
This track is a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely more Jaden than me, but I think that was still a lot of fun for sure. So
Nice. I know
And
next.
thanks, Stephen, for obviously doing the broadcasting and things like that. It's good to have someone in that regard to, do the broadcasting. So on just onwards and upwards from here, I guess.
Absolutely. And again, like the streaming software is pretty epic. We have replay features, we have everything. Like it's
Yeah.
this is gonna be fun.
I noticed the replays off this my peripheral vision while I was driving in my other screen, and every time that SDK logo came up, I was like, "Oh yeah, replay."
Like, trust me, with more persons, I feel like it's gonna be epic.
Yeah.
Next week we'll have some drivers like Taj, and hopefully we can get Kurt in, so we can maybe do a poll and see like the time difference, if it would be better to go back an hour.
Yeah.
Or whatever we can do.
For the UK based or the European and UK based drivers, going back an
Would help.
hour for the race
Yeah.
start would be beneficial, I think. But yeah, I think we need to do a poll.
Yeah.
But no, otherwise it was good.
Will we have everybody here back for next week? Questions?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice. I enjoyed it. Like, I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I don't know. Well, I suppose maybe we can also do a poll on if we should just make it GT3s only.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
maybe because I know 1 and 2 drivers are saying they don't have the tracks, so like they just said they might not be making it because of it. So we might just, I would suggest we maybe throw in like 1 free track.
Right.
For
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
There's a couple. There's VIR, I believe.
Yeah.
isn't
okay,
there a
yeah.
Legacy Daytona?
No, that's the rallycross track.
There's a Legacy Silverstone, but I
Oh,
don't
and
know.
I'm actually thinking of back in the day when with R Factor 2, because they had a free version and then they also had a paid version. But yeah, so yeah, Legacy Silverstone wouldn't be bad, but because that one's I think supposed to be next week anyway, so maybe I can change that to the Legacy one.
Maybe.
Mayhaps.
Well, don't vote because if guys already have it, but if they have to buy it, then yeah.
Yeah.
But
Isn't Silverstone free? I thought it was free.
no,
No, Silverstone's money.
I think Okayama and Tsukuba, but we can't do Tsukuba
Yeah.
with GT3s, can we?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Okay, Yama is free, is it?
Yeah,
Okayama,
Okayama
yeah.
is, VIR is. A lot of the American tracks are.
Yeah, Summit Point
I
too.
think
Laguna.
I think because Spa 24 is
Laguna.
next weekend.
Oh,
You should do Spa after that weekend because everybody will have practice and it will be
Yeah.
like maybe people will want to join.
yeah.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't be opposed, because the turnout. I mean, things happen, but yeah, maybe doing the next round the following week then, and it'll give us more time to organize things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, and then maybe we
Yeah.
can even do up some posters so you can post it on your social media and stuff as well. I can get those done.
Yeah.
All right. Well, all in all,
Cool.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it,
Thanks
man.
again, guys, for joining. Reese and what's it?
Miles
Jaden,
and Joshua.
Miles, Joshua.
Yeah.
But and to Ian, and obviously Kevin couldn't make it, but yeah, next time he'll be with us if we can get an earlier time slot. But appreciate you guys joining, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one.
Yes, sir.
It was fun.
Nice. It was like it was a laid back race, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank
Well,
you,
that's
guys.
good, man. And yeah, you're welcome. I'll work on getting this driver information app working on my side.
Yes. Jay, if you want, we can test it on another server. Now that I can
Which one?
reset. And if
Oh.
one that's already open.
No?
I'll spot you if you're free. But let me just close out
Yeah.
the stream.
Yeah, all right. And then we can have a chat later, or tomorrow if you're free sometime.
Yeah. please.
But yeah, just shoot me a message later if you if you want to try and chat about things or whatever.
Absolutely. Sounds good, bro.
All right, and yeah, have a good night, guys. Chat to you guys later. Peace.
All right, bro. Get well
All right,
soon.
later, man. UWL.
Well, I guess at this point we can just kind of close out the stream. You guys can actually say hi to anybody that's listening.
Yeah, well, if you guys haven't yet seen it, the Discord link is in the description. You can join the Discord and come and join us for the racing. It's going to be epic.
And that was the
All right,
president Ovo
Later.
at SRR, Mr. Mornay Deploy, who is putting
That
on
was
a
Yeah, I
fun.
epic
actually
league.
gotta.
Let me just
I
move
gotta
on for
dip
a
out.
second. But yeah, this was pretty fun to watch. Always epic to have these drivers in, and looking forward to the growth of what we can do here in the sim racing room as well as at the JSRA when we get our iRacing League ready in the next few months. So yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host, Stephen Stewart. Looking forward to more races coming up, and as you heard earlier, we may be just postponing the race another week or two, just to get everything ready and underway. But that being said, we'll just stay tuned to the social medias. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description of the YouTube video. So please feel free to take a look, watch, and see where you can join and get racing with us. So with that being said, looking forward to seeing more drivers out there. Looking forward to commentating again as we continue the growth of the sim racing room. I've been your host, Mr. Stephen Stewart. I typically have a race end video, but I will get that done for this league in the next few moments or next few weeks. So that being said, it's been a pleasure, and we'll see you soon. God bless and have an awesome evening.